talk about Jamal Bowman pulling the fire alarm. Capitol Police are questioning him right now because it's on video. I'm demanding the video. House admin has already reported it. They have seen the video. It's just unbelievable. He's a representative breaking the law.
All right, you guys remember all that stuff. Well, today I got a follow-up video for you. This is going to be interesting. So let's get into it. Democrat Jamal Bowman faces investigation, expulsion after pulling fire alarm before vote. Seeing as of recording this video, this article was done 4 hours ago, it's possible that this is newer information, it would seem. Guess we'll see. Representative Jamal Bowman is under threat of investigation and expulsion. That is news. The Breitbart article didn't mention that. I mean, they mentioned he might be in trouble, but they didn't mention under threat of expulsion. That's news. After he pulled a fire alarm in a House office building in the lead up to a contentious vote. Bowman pulled a fire alarm on the second floor of the Cannon House office building on Saturday, just before the House was set for a tumultuous vote on the stopgap spending bill. The bill passed the House on Saturday, narrowly avoiding a government shutdown. The building was evacuated after Bowman activated the alarm. Though Bowman said he was just, quote, rushing to make an urgent vote and, quote, did not realize he would trigger a building alarm. You guys remember the pictures? How in the heck do you confuse that for anything you're supposed to be pulling? Come on. It clearly says fire alarm. You guys remember the pictures. Republicans speculate that Bowman intentionally pulled the alarm to delay the vote. Now remember, that is just speculation. The Republicans don't actually know that we know of for sure. The Republicans are just speculating here. It says Republicans speculate for a reason. Anyway, Nicole, forgive me if I mispronounce this, Maliotakis, Republican, New York, issued a resolution for Bowman's expulsion from Congress, saying, quote, this is the United States Congress, not a New York City high school. Speaker Kevin McCarthy said the House Ethics Committee should investigate the incident, and the House Administration Committee Republicans said Saturday that an investigation was already underway. The Capitol Police are also investigating the incident, and I'll say this again, if any laws were broken, this guy needs to be punished to the full extent the law allows. No question. If Bowman pulled the fire alarm to disrupt House voting procedure, Brian Steele said, it would be, quote, a serious violation of the law. Marjorie Taylor Greene called on the Department of Justice to prosecute Bowman, quote, using the same law they used to prosecute J6 defendants for interfering with an official proceeding. Adding that, quote, the Democrats literally will do anything to shut our government down. I don't know about that. Take that part with a massive grain of salt. Quote, this should not go without punishment. This is embarrassing, McCarthy said at a press conference. Quote, you're elected to be a member of Congress. You pull a fire alarm in the minutes and hours before the government being shut down. Trying to dictate the government would be shut down? Bowman said in a statement on Saturday evening that he was, quote, not trying to delay any vote. Quote, "It was the exact opposite," he said. Quote, "I was trying to urgently get to a vote, which I ultimately did, and joined my colleagues in a bipartisan effort to keep our government open. I also met, after the vote, with the sergeant at arms and the Capitol Police at their request and explained what had happened." What we've just read is a pretty big deal. And on another note, given all that information, you got people like AOC coming out and defending this guy.
An interesting moment over the weekend when your New York colleague, Congressman Jamal Bowman, and he's under investigation for this now after Capitol Police say he pulled a fire alarm in one of the House office buildings. Democrats were trying to delay a final vote on the bill. There he is pulling the fire alarm. He says it was an accident. He thought pulling the alarm would open a door.
Okay. Thought pulling the alarm would open a door? Really? It says, clearly, fire alarm. Sorry, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Based on the fact that the doors to his right there were locked and there was a sign that he said he was, I think someone said it was confusing. I'll be honest, it doesn't really make sense to me, his explanation. Have you talked to him? What's going on there?
I mean,
before we get into her rabble, let me remind you that there were signs in those pictures in the last video. And if you'll notice, if that's him standing in front of that same door, where are the signs? Kind of makes you wonder if he really did take down those signs. But anyway, let's listen to her rabble for a bit.
Listen, I think if you actually do see some of the photos of the signs, I think there's something to be said about the government's about to shut down. There's a vote clock that's going down. The exits that are normally open in that building were suddenly closed.
So you pulled a fire alarm?
So what I am here to say is that House administration and U.S. Capitol Police and Jamal Bowman are an active, and he's fully participating in saying there was a misunderstanding. But what I do think is important to raise is the fact that Republicans, representatives like Nicole Malliotakis and others, immediately moved to file motions to censure, motions to expel, before there has even been conversations that are finished to even see if there was a misunderstanding here. But what they did do, while they did that, what they did not do was to commit to the same when George Santos was actually found guilty after a thorough investigation of 13 federal charges. He's indicted on everything from wire fraud to actual lying.
All right, I'll say this. If George Santos actually did what they're saying he did, he should probably be expelled too. But come on, lady. What this guy did could have got someone hurt. If he did indeed pull this fire alarm, somebody could have gotten hurt in the confusion. What you're talking about George Santos allegedly doing? Sorry, that doesn't sound anywhere near the same, so quit trying to equate them. But that's just me.
Of House investigators, and they have been buddying up and giggling with him on the House floor, and they are protecting someone who has lied to the American people, lied to the United States House of Representatives, lied to congressional investigators, but they're filing a motion to expel a member who, in a moment of panic, was trying to escape a vestibule.
Sorry. A moment of panic trying to escape a vestibule? That sounds like an excuse to me. I don't believe that one bit, do you?
Give me a break. And so the idea that there is somehow any kind of equivalence to someone who is actively trying to clear up a situation that he himself admits he's embarrassed, he released a statement last night, he apologized, and they are protecting someone who has not only committed wire fraud, not only defrauded veterans, not only lied to congressional investigators, but is openly gloating about it, is absolutely humiliating to the Republicans.
Again, I will say this. If he did what she's saying that he did, George Santos should probably be expelled too, but I will say this, come on, lady. There is no equivalence. What George Santos is alleged to have done would not physically harm anybody. Okay? What George Santos is alleged to have done is not the same thing as pulling a fire alarm in a crowded building and that potentially getting someone hurt. Because let's be real, there's a lot of people working for Congress. A lot. And somebody could have gotten hurt if things had gone south. Okay? We're just lucky that no one seems to have gotten hurt. Alright? If things had gone south when he pulled that fire alarm, if he did, it's alleged, mind you, someone could have gotten hurt. That is far worse than what George Santos is alleged to have done. So stop trying to make Santos look like the worst guy here. What they both did is equally as bad. But still, only one of those two could have gotten somebody physically hurt. Alright. So, we read that article, and we even checked out AOC's little bit on trying to defend this guy. I will say this is a very serious situation, but we should take everything with a grain of salt until all the information comes out. So please wait for all the information before making judgments. Thank you. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe because it really helps me out. And I will see you in the next one.